Okay, if you saw my last video update, you will have seen that I kind of got a lot more current out of this little carbon cell. As you can see, I've been messing around with quite a few bits and pieces. I think this one was one of the ones on the last video. There it is. Just before I go any further, I've always wanted to buy a stirrer. Too expensive, so I had an idea today. Take one of these. Now that's a motor, a window motor out of your in your car door. You know, there's the up and down end. That one. That's it. Takes the window up and down. Window winder motor. That's it. Okay. So, a couple of magnets. Give it some voltage, and there it is. And all you need is a jar, or a glass jar, a beaker. Obviously, I've got to put a little platform on top of this to stabilise the jar. But yeah, what you do is take another magnet, neodymium, that's the one. Look at that. Hey, I got myself a stirrer. Well, I will when I've completed it, but I was quite chuffed with that. It just came to me today because I'd got this spare and it just sort of turned up, and I thought, so there you go. Anyway, and of course, you can slow it down, turn down the voltage, but you can speed it up by turning up the voltage. So there you go. Just thought I'd share that one. Anyway, back to the cells. Yeah, I went away to celebrate last night because I'd got some good current, stable voltage. Not exactly where I need to be, obviously. There's lots and lots of more soul searching to do and work and various concoctions. This is the last time you're going to see this bench like this, because once I've finished this video now, I'm going to completely clear all of the bench tops, and it's going to be electrolyte time. But having said that, I've just made another quick one today, and in electrolyte terms, because that's where the work really starts now, because there will be so many different mixes and concoctions. There's going to be hundreds, I'm guessing. So you need a lot of space, and every jar is going to have to be noted down, give it a number or a suffix of some kind, and write it in a book of what you mixed and how much you mixed. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not just what you're going to mix together, as it's not just that on its own. You've got to alter the mix as well. Let's say if you took, I've been using the Labour Saver mix. We know that because I've been saying that all along. Now that's borax, alum, Epsom salts, and he uses no salt, which is a no sodium salt, and I was using a 50% reduced sodium salt, which is all I could get. So now I'll put equal amounts in. Now, just to give you an example, my next one could be a spoonful of alum, a spoonful of salt, a spoonful of Epsom salt, and the last one could just be half a spoon. Now you can do that with every single one of those, or you could double it, whichever. You could put 3 spoons of one, 2 spoons of another, 1 spoon of another. It's gonna be an epic battle, struggle, but you know what, I'm up for it. I don't care. I did a little bit of a twist today, and I'd like to show you. This is just a little bit different. I'll just wet this out again. because it's been stood there for a while. Okay, you can see the footprint. There it is. There's my thumb. I haven't got a big thumb, you know, it's not massive, so I'm not cheating. And there it is. Okay, so what I'll do first is what shall I do for, oh, just take the voltage reading first, which is the red meter, the one I like. Okay, so we got 1.839 volts, 1.84 volts. Okay, that's pretty stable, that is, you know. It's dropping a tiny amount, but you know, I haven't reached a stable solution yet on the electrolyte. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a sip of beer. You get quite dry doing these videos, and I'm going to do a dead short. There's the current. I did test it early on, but I don't know what to expect now. The copper's just so I don't have to try and touch the contact with this crocodile clip. It's there in my head. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. That peaked at 190 milliamps. And what I'm going to do is just hold this for a while, and we'll see where it goes. Half the battle with these is getting the right connection from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other. It's just a constant battle, so I'm going to have to just make a proper cell now at some stage, or just find another method of getting pressure on this, because the second you move even just a little bit somewhere, look at that, it's just all over the place. Now pressure back on, and there you go, back to a bit of stability. Okay, so that's 124 milliamps. Now I'm draining this. I did this earlier on. It's going to take quite a while to drain that. So what I'm going to do, we'll let it get down so far, and then we'll take a voltage reading again. And I just wanted to chat about something that I've been saying all along, which is where we need to be, i.e. regeneration and regeneration times. Now you can see that I've just moved again, look, is at 120 milliamps, and it's not showing signs of dropping, not anytime soon. So what I'm going to do, 120 milliamps, and we'll take the voltage reading. Now you saw what the voltage was before. This is the voltage now. If I can get a good connection, 1.378. 9. 1.39. Now there is something I do know here, that will just keep on climbing right back up to its original voltage. So I've been talking now since I put that probe on there, what, for about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. So you can see that, let's just say within a minute, that cell voltage is going to go back up to its original voltage that I showed you earlier on. Okay, I don't know how long it's been, possibly 30 seconds, I don't know. But we're almost on 1.5 volts. Still rising. So I'm not going to do this until it gets to 1.7, because it does hurt, that pressure. So there you go. I'll do the current again in a second. We'll just give it, I don't know, a minute to regenerate. Now if someone out there is going to go, oh yeah, look, it's okay saying that there's a small footprint there at the other end, but you've got this great big black piece there, look. which is, if you watch the videos, you'll know exactly what that is, because I've said. Yeah, it is quite, I mean, that's sort of, let's see, about 3 inches long. That's just over an inch long, you know, or maybe even an inch. Oh, actually, okay, tell you what we'll do, we'll go exact, shall we? That is roughly an inch, just a little bit over an inch, and that is 3 inches. Okay, 3 inches, 3 inches. So there you go. I mean, if you're going to say to me, yeah, but you've got more surface area than you're claiming, you're saying it's a small footprint. Well, I have already said in my other video that you do need to go up in footprint to get more current and more voltage, or to maintain your current, maintain your voltage. I've said that all along, but for the skeptics and you know, for the others, I've made an identical one there, and that is a genuine kind of less than an inch really in a footprint, and it's exactly the same. There is no difference. And what I'm going to do is connect up the tail, as I call it, the carbon. I don't know how much of a good contact I've got there. I have no idea. I'm just doing this very, very quickly. Probably not enough of a contact, but there you go. Now we'll try voltage first. Okay, and there you go, 1.7. Now that cell has had no time to develop, no time to do anything. You've just seen me like put the oh, that stuff, yeah, magnesium on top. So what we'll do, give it a bit of development time, look, is we'll go for current. Now there you go, 130 odd milliamps, 1 inch section. So there's the other one, there's that one. You know, I'm not pulling any strokes here. You know, it's all, what you see is what you get. So there you go, and we're down to 120 milliamps. I've just lost connection again. Yeah, I'm moving my thumb about. Let's just stabilize it. Okay, there we go. And yeah, this one is dropping quicker. I can't keep this stable. This one will drop quicker because of the footprint. You know, there's going to be less current available, going to be less voltage available. So what we'll do is we'll just check the voltage quickly, and it is 1.49. Just leave it a minute and we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I can have a slab. Okay, what was that, 20 seconds? Give it another 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 1.5 and climbing, if I'm not mistaken. And I know for a fact with a good connection like this, we've seemed to have got a good connection right this minute, that will just keep on climbing to the original voltage that I showed you. Now what I'm going to do is go back to that original one, leave that one there, so back to, I've moved the camera a bit closer today as well, because I was looking at some of these videos and I thought, blimey, it's like, yeah, it looks like it's 3 miles away. Anyway, Okay, yeah, the voltage was the main one, wasn't it, on this one? So we'll check the voltage. 1.67. If I could just keep still on this, it'd be great. I just can't get a good contact. I'm gonna have to devise another method. I don't know how, but it's the magnesium is the problem. You just can't get a clip on it. So there you go, 1.67. I'm just okay. And there you go. That's a stable voltage. That's holding. I don't care what anyone says. That is holding. So, again, what was that? 1.673, was it? Yeah, 1.673. Right, what I'm going to do, 1.673. Right, I wrote that down. What we're going to do is dead short. Can't get a connection again. Look. Okay, so we're back to our. Wow. Damn thing's going up, not down. I know some of these results would be twice as good if I could just get the connection right on these cells. So I'll work on that next. The other one I would obviously wanted to talk about was sulfation and stuff like that, and corrosion and all that sort of stuff. That goes hand in hand with developing an electrolyte. You could find a really good electrolyte, but if it just corrodes everything and rots everything away, then it's no good. But there you go. I don't know where to take this down to really. Let's just say that. Now we were 1.677 volts, 73 volts. Let's see where we are now. 1.4. And that's rising pretty quickly. Oops. So there you go, cell regeneration. You've got that, obviously, that time lag, and once I've got to roughly where I want to be with this electrolyte and got my cell built, obviously it's time then to work everything out. You know, your load versus your time that you've got, and if you need two cells and alternate between the two cells, that's exactly what I'll do. I think I mentioned in the last video, I'm after, that's me again moving, I'm after realistically a 1 amp cell, that I can quite confidently draw off, let's say 500 milliamps. See what the time scale is, see if it'll give it me continuously or not. And if it doesn't, move across to 2 cells, alternate between the 2, and if it does, happy days. Then I would build twice the size of the cell to give me that 1 amp. Okay, there we go, 1.613, and we were 1.673. So I think looking at that, it's slowing down a bit, but we know it's going to get there, not a problem. So yeah, we've come some way today to getting closer to where we want to be. What I'm going to do is call it a day at that, because this is another 20 minutes again. So, but yeah, happy days. Current almost 160 milliamps. So there you go. That's your cell regenerating, and that is your footprint. And you know that's a fact because I've just shown you this one, which is an identical cell. Okay, didn't need all of that, just that. So there we go. Oh yeah. 1.7 volts, folks, and if I could get a connection, almost 160 milliamps. Okay, if you've got this far, thank you for watching, and I shall go and have a few of these. Over and out. Sorry about this, but there is just one little bit I wanted to add on the end of this video, and that is when we're talking about cell regeneration and the times and all the rest of it. Now, all along I've said what I want, which is to build a cell, a crystal cell that will regenerate or give you an amount of current continuously. Now, what I mean by that is, let's take this cell, which is, as I've said, the laser saver cell. I built it exactly the same. The only difference was my electrolyte in there, which is a solid electrolyte, is quite dark because oops, I don't know what's going on there now, because I'd got some activated carbon in my mixer, so that's why that's dark. But the main point is, the thing I'm trying to say here is that cell there has been running now since the 10th of the 11th 2016, so that's the 10th of November. It's running 12 LEDs from a jewel thief, and there's no signs of it stopping. I can keep on checking the voltage and it just doesn't change. The current is slightly up and down because of the nature of the way jewel thieves work. But Laser Saber has shown us that he's got crystal cells that have been running and powering a small motor for 4 years. Now, do you know what? I believe him. I really do. The only thing that can get in the way is that the cell corrodes up and it's end of life. Now, as I said before in one of my last videos, this one I've got no hopes for. It gives good current, good voltage, but as you can see, it's starting to corrode. You can see that on the copper, so we know what's going to happen with that cell. I am going to run it. I was going to scrap it, but I'm going to run it the same as that one, and see what happens. But I think we know the outcome. Anyway, I'm digressing. The main point is, if you can get a cell and take a limited load from the cell, while you're drawing that load, I know for a fact that that cell is regenerating. That is alongside supplying the current for the load. Fact. There's no two ways about that, because otherwise people like Laser Saber would not have a cell duration of 4 years. Now, somewhere along the line, one of us somewhere is going to upset some battery companies. I know of one guy that already is going to be, I think, upsetting some battery companies and capacitor companies, and I've said this before, here in the UK, Robert Murray Smith, the guy's a genius, you know, he really is a genius. He's undoubtedly a chemist, and I'd have to say he's a scientist as well. Now, what qualifications he's got, I've got no idea, but I don't care. The guy, as far as I'm concerned, is a genius, and I don't say that about many people. Einstein, clever guy. Tesla, genius, in my book. You may disagree, you may agree, I don't care. I am saying Tesla is a genius, and I think I've got to put Robert Murray Smith in that category for some reason. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, I think you can see what I'm saying. Develop a cell to your liking, get it to where you want it to be, draw a load from it. Now I've got no idea at the moment whether this is going to be a 50% load, a quarter of the load, 25% of the load. I don't know. I've got no idea. It could be less, it could be more, I don't know. Until I've developed my cell and it's where I want that cell to be, I won't know. That's all I can say, really. And you know, I'm sorry to add this on the end again, take your time, but it's just another little explanation of where things should be, or where I want these things to be. So there you go. Over and out.